first song I'm going to sing is a traditional song from Cumbria, and I believe there is a broadside version of this in the Bodleian Library, but you know, like a lot of traditional stuff, I got it from the singing of the artists from Steel Eye Span. I got it from Maddie Pryor, and it's a lovely, lovely song. And join in at home, because that's the whole point. You know, you can join in. Nobody can hear you, particularly if you're in the house by yourself, and that's lockdown for you. So here we go. As I was a-travelling in the North Country, down by Kirby Stephen I happened for to be. As I was walking up and down the street, up till little by a broom I happened for to meet. She was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the lishing by a broom that led me astray. Finally she invited me to go along the way. Yes was the answer to her that I did say. There was me with me music walking down the street, and her with a tambourine was beating hand and feet. She was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the lishing by a broom led me astray. Straightway for Kendal we steered, her and I, over the White Mountain, the weather being dry. We each had a bottle filled up to the top, and whenever we were feeling dry we took a little drop. She was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was a lishing by a broom led me astray. Night coming on, good lodgings we did find, eatables of all sorts and plenty of good wine. Good bed and blankets just for we two, and I rolled her in me alfie poison, wouldn't you do too? She was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the lishing by a broom led me astray. Early the next morning we rose to go away, and went into the landlord to see what was to pay. 14 and 6pence just for we two, and a fiver on the table, oh my darling, then she threw. She was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the lishing by a broom that led me astray. The reason that we parted, you are now to hear. She set off for Germany so early the next year, and me not being willing to cross the raging sea, or hear the health unto me by a broom wherever she may be. She was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the lishing by a broom led me astray. She was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the lishing by a broom led me astray. Thank you. Quick change of guitar. I like to think of a comment that was made to me by an illustrious member of the folk community, I happened to comment that I had taken one particular guitar just to sing one particular song because it happened to be in the right tuning. And he said to me, do you have a different guitar for each different tuning? And I said, yeah. and he said, "You middle-class bastard. I'm having that put on a t-shirt." And I'm going to do the middle-class bastard tour, where I'm going to have a bus full of instruments. Anyway, something quite different from the previous one. And this is sung by Beth Nielsen Chapman, who is a fantastic writer of songs, and she's also a great teacher of songwriting. I've been to quite a few of her workshops. And this is off the Seven Shades of Blue album, which is a tragic... Sorry, the Sand and Water album. The song is Seven Shades of Blue, and it's from that tragic period of her life where she lost her first husband, and they both knew he was dying. But the songs are absolutely lovely, so I hope you enjoy it. I wanna hold you now and listen to you breathe. It's like the ocean sounds whispering through the trees, and the hollow of my shoulder is a tight pool of your the waves come lashing over, and the shoreline disappears. So baby, close your eyes and fly back there with me to where the phosphor shines, green flashlights from the sea. And our nets were full of soft shells, our hearts were free from toil. We made love on the kitchen table till the water reached the boil. We pulled it all for a little while, don't we kiss the dice, taste the rain like little knives upon our tongues. We can do no wrong when the lights come on and the music plays, and we take the stage like we own the place, as if time were cheap and the night forever young. So let 'em turn my soul 7 shades of blue, and from the ocean I will wave to you, and the whales will steal my laughter, birds will steal my song. I'll be okay forever after, and the world will get along. We'll hold it all for a little while, don't we? Kiss the dice, taste the rain like little knives upon our tongues. We can do no wrong when the lights come on and the music plays, and we take the stage like we own the place, as if time were cheap and the night forever young. Right, one of my songs now. This is from a few years back, and we took Anne's mother on a bit of a voyage of remembrance, of nostalgia in where she grew up in southern Scotland, and basically all the things that she'd said during that trip I put into a song and added little bits in, as you're allowed as a songwriter to make a song completely put bits in. So in the last verse there's a little bit of J.B. Priestley, but the rest of it are exactly the things that Lily said during and after our little trip. So it's called Ghosts. There are ghosts on every corner of this little market town, fields behind the houses, the river running down. I am carefully selective of the counsel that I take. Some have tried to tell me going back is a mistake, but my roots are here. This place is in my blood. The paths we used to wander, the things we understood. There are people here unaware of what is gone. The years roll by and the world moves on. Everything is smaller and now the colour fades. Even farms and cottages can shrink with the decades. The houses are unpainted, the place has gone to seed. The verges are neglected and the gardens filled with weeds. This used to be the village school, here is where I grew. I hope they remember me, the places that I knew. Perhaps the way things used to be is only in my mind, but maybe just by being here I left a trace behind. And my roots are here, this place is in my blood. The paths we used to wander and the things we understood. There are people here unaware of what is gone. The years roll by and the world moves on. I came to work here every day, now everything has changed. The road has been paved over, it's all been rearranged. How come the world seemed younger then, way back in the day, when now it's run by children and the old have gone away? But it's only from my children I know that it's not right to say the world is fading and the sun is not as bright. Old heads on young shoulders, they are wiser now than me. 1 foot in the future is the only way to be. And my roots are here, this place is in my blood. The paths we used to wander and the things we understood. There are people here unaware of what is gone. The years roll by and the world moves on. The years roll by and the world moves on. Right, you're going to get something else traditional now. And what it involves is me using the magic tuners on my guitar, which the first time I used these in a folk club, a couple of people from the front shouted, "Witchcraft!" This is the only song I sing off Penguin Eggs, the wonderful album by Nick Jones, the only one he released as a CD. And it's no coincidence that on the album this is the only song which isn't really guitar driven. It's melodian driven. His guitar's in there, but lots of guitar players have shortened their lives by trying to play things like Kennedy I.O., which is a wonderful song but a virtuoso piece of playing. Anyway, this is a song of a young sailor and the terrible things that can go wrong for young sailors on their night off. And it's a warning to us all. All of you young sailor lad, listen to me song. A trick of late was played on me, I won't detain you long. I came from see the other day, a girl I chanced to meet. All my friends will be expecting me to dance on Barrack Street. I said, my young fair maid, I cannot dance too well. Besides, I am for Winterbound, where my friends do dwell. In to see the party, I've saved up £30. My friends will be expecting me tonight in Windsor Town. Well, if you cannot dance, my love, you will stand a treat. Have a glass or two of brandy, something for to eat. At 6 o'clock this evening, I'll meet you off the train. So please be sure to give a call when you come to town again. At 8 o'clock that evening, the dancing did begin. And when we all had drunk, I feel the dancing did begin. My love and I danced round the room, all to a merry tune. Then she said, let us retire to a chamber all alone. Dancing being over, to bed we did repair. There I fell fast asleep, the truth I will declare. Me darling with me £30, gold watch and chain had fled. Left me there, poor Jack alone, stark naked in the bed. Well, I looked all around the room, nothing could I spy but a woman's shirt and apron on the bed did lie. I wrung me hands, I tore my hair, oh what could I do? Fare thee well, sweet Windsor Town, alas I'll never see you. With everything being silent and the hour 12 o'clock, I put on the shirt and apron, steered for Croman's Ball. The captain said, hey Jack, I thought you were for Windsor bound. Oh, you might have got a better suit than that for £30. I might have got a better suit if I had had the chance. I met a girl on Barrack Street, she took me to a dance. I danced my own destruction from my head down to my feet. Swear that I will go no more down in Barrack Street. So all of you young sailor lads, a warning take by me. Keep your eye upon your company if you go out on a spree. Steer away from Barrack Street or else you'll rue the day. In a woman's shirt and apron they send you off to sea. Thank you. Back to another of my songs, and another quick retune. I shall get it right this time. I was at a songwriting workshop near Inverness. It was a week-long workshop, and my friend and I were sat in the kitchen sort of sharing songs and sharing stories as we tended to do, and you know, we were working our way down a bottle of single malt, and he started to tell me about his dad, and his dad had worked in the shipyards, and in later life Dougie and his dad were at a concert, and his dad said to him, Dougie, I can feel something in my chest. And I think it was about 3 weeks later he had died, and it turned out that he was from the asbestos from the shipyards. And I thought it was such a contrast to the story of my dad, who was in the Second World War and right at the end took a piece of shrapnel as he was in the artillery and they were coming up through Italy, and he took shrapnel in the leg and then was sort of invalided out in the last few months of the war, and then lived a long and happy life. He lived till he was 86. And just the two stories together sort of made me think about this song, and it took me a lot of time before I had the courage to sing it to Dougie. And he's not a man to show a great deal of emotion, but there was a bit of a tear when I sang this to him, and I hope he did enjoy it and understood that it was written with respect for his dad. So it's certainly the darkest song that I do. Where I grew up in Lancashire, I grew up in Bury, and the next town along was Rochdale, where they had Turner's asbestos, and there was a huge, in a sense, epidemic of deaths around Turner's. And it wasn't just the workers in the asbestos plant, it was lots of deaths from the asbestos carried home on their clothes, so it was pretty tragic stuff. So I will finish with something a bit brighter than this afterwards, but here we go. It's called Mesothelioma. You might survive a lightning strike, you might survive a war, a long fall from a ladder onto a concrete floor, might come back after straying onto the railway line. Mesothelioma will get you every time. Good folks have been taken, children, husbands, wives, stolen by asbestos. Too many precious lives. You might survive an earthquake, you might survive a flood, the world might fall around you, you still end up looking good. So many things can happen, you've a chance to turn out fine, but mesothelioma will get you every time. When profit has been valued, all of the things above laid out on the altar, the people that we love. You might survive a lightning strike, you might survive a war, long fall from a ladder onto a concrete floor, might come back after straying onto the railway line, but mesothelioma, mesothelioma, mesothelioma will get you every time. It'll get you every time. That is as dark as it gets, I'm afraid. So I'm going to finish off with one on the banjo. You thought you got away with it so far, but you haven't. The banjo. And I have an acoustic attenuator in this. It's a textile acoustic attenuator. It's a face cloth stuffed in the back, because otherwise it's quite a robust instrument, and it's worth hearing the words on this. So this is an Australian song, and it's about sheep shearing, and in Australia they do it on a larger scale than we do over here. You know, you might have flocks of a few hundred sheep here. They have tens of thousands of sheep, and the shearers go from station to station. And nowadays it's all electric clippers, but back in the day they had the hand shears, and these guys were the toughest men. They were hard working, hard fighting and hard drinking. Just a little bit of context for this one. The ringer is a champion shearer, and the one who will get most fleeces done. But there's always one guy who's an old bloke who's quite crafty, who knows the ropes. And what he's looking for is the easy shearing sheep, a blue-bellied Joe. A Joe is what we call yow. In Cumbria, you know, Yorkshire, you call it a yow, a Joe. And a blue-bellied yow is a bare-bellied yow, where the fleece is already starting to come off. And I think that's probably enough technical information for one go. And you have to join in at home with this. In the corner of the room, the old shearer stands, grasping his shears in his thin bony hands. Fixed is his gaze on a blue-bellied Joe. Glory if he gets it, won't he make the ringer go? Click go the shears, poise, click, click, click. White is his blow and his hands move quick. The ringer looks around him, he's beaten by a blow. He curses the old snagger with the blue-bellied Joe. In the middle of the room, in a cane-bottom chair, is the boss of the board, with eyes everywhere, inspects every fleece as he comes to the screen, making really certain it's been taken off clean. Click go the shears, boys, click, click, click. White is his blow and his hands move quick. The ringer looks around him, he's beaten by a blow. He curses the old snagger with the blue-bellied Joe. Colonial experienced man, he is there of course, in his shiny leggings, just got off his horse. Looks around the room like a real connoisseur, scented soap and brilliant in and smelling like a whore. Click go the shears, boys, click, click, click. White is his blow and his hands move quick. The ringer looks around him, he's beaten by a blow. He curses the old snagger with the blue-bellied Joe. Tarboy is there, waiting in demand, with his blackened tar pot in his tarry hand. Sees one old sheep with a cut upon her back. Here's what he's been waiting for, oh tar here Jack. Click go the shears, boys, click, click, click. White is his blow and his hands move quick. Ringer looks around him, he's beaten by a blow. He curses the old snagger with the blue-bellied Joe. When the shearing's over and we've all got our checks, it's pack up our swag, we're off down the tracks. First pub we come to is there we'll have a spree, and every man that comes along is have a drink with me. Click go the shears, boys, click, click, click. White is his blow and his hands move quick. The ringer looks around him, he's beaten by a blow. Curses the old snagger with the blue-bellied Joe. In the corner of the bar, the old shearer stands, grasping his glass in his thin bony hands. Fixed is his gaze on a green-painted keg. Glory, he'll get down it before he stirs a peg. Click go the shears, boys, click, click, click. White is his blow and his hands move quick. Ringo looks around him, is beaten by a blow. Curses the old snagger with the blue-bellied Joe. Click go the shears, boys, click, click, click. Why does it blow and his hands move quick? Ringo looks around him, is beaten by a blow. Curses the old snagger with the blue-bellied Joe. Well, that's my Friday afternoon concert for this week. I shall leave you to go and have a cup of tea, finish off any almond slices you may not have eaten during the course of the concert, and I hopefully will see you soon, possibly next Friday. I will put it out on my Facebook page. Thanks very much. Have a great weekend.